What if you had a direct line to infinite wisdom and it was accessible at any time? We're not talking about some far-off mystical experience, but about something far more practical. Your own intuition, that inner voice we all possess. Think of it as a superpower already within you, waiting to be unleashed. But here's the catch. In today's world, that inner voice is often drowned out by the constant noise of external distractions. Ignoring it can lead to missed opportunities, poor decisions, and a general sense of being disconnected from your true self. I remember once ignoring a strong feeling that I shouldn't take a certain job. The money was tempting, but my gut screamed no. I took it anyway, and it turned out to be a miserable experience that cost me time, energy, and ultimately, my peace of mind. This video isn't just about enhancing your intuition, it's about reclaiming your power to navigate life with clarity and confidence. The journey to accessing this inner wisdom begins with understanding the interplay between our inner and outer worlds. As the great Carl Jung wisely said, your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. This quote encapsulates the essence of our quest to quiet the external clamor and turn inward where true insight resides. In fact, the more we listen to the outside world, the harder it becomes to discern the subtle whispers of our inner voice. Think about it. How often do you scroll through social media, absorbing countless opinions and perspectives, only to feel more confused and uncertain about your own path? Now, here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just some abstract concept. There's a neurological basis for it. The third eye, often associated with intuition, has long been linked to the pineal gland, a small endocrine gland in the brain. While we're not going to dive deep into the science just yet, know that this video will explore the neurological connections behind intuition and how the technique we're about to reveal can actually influence brain activity. But why is it that some people seem to effortlessly tap into their intuition while others struggle to hear that inner voice at all? Is it some innate gift, or is it a skill that can be learned and cultivated? And more importantly, can you learn to do it? Perhaps you've tried in the past, but were unable to hear it, and doubt that you can change. The answer is a resounding yes, but it requires a specific approach and a willingness to quiet the mental chatter that constantly bombards us. It is about understanding the need to differentiate your intuition from common negative internal chatter. The ability to access your inner voice is essential for navigating life's challenges and making informed decisions in relationships, your career, and your overall well-being. Imagine making investment decisions with unwavering confidence, attracting more aligned and fulfilling relationships, and experiencing a deeper sense of purpose and direction. That's the impact a strengthened inner voice can have. Without that inner voice, you're left adrift in a sea of external opinions, constantly swayed by the latest trends and loudest voices. Unlocking your inner voice isn't just about gaining information. It's about transforming your perspective and your relationship with yourself and true nature of reality. It's about self-discovery and empowerment. But let's be clear, this process requires authenticity. As you embark on this journey, doubts and fears may arise. You might question the validity of your intuition or worry about making the wrong decision. But remember, the key is to trust the process and approach your inner voice with an open mind and a willingness to learn. Throughout this video, we'll be exploring the science of intuition, delving into ancient wisdom traditions that have long valued inner listening, and providing you with practical exercises for accessing your inner voice. You'll see that there is a direct action and result pattern. If you take the steps, you will receive the benefits. You will see examples of people who have followed and ignored their intuition and highlighting their contrasts of results. As you'll see throughout the video, the universe has your back. Are you at peace with your emotions? Do you feel that your thoughts are actually your own? Are you shaping your reality, or is it shaping you? It's not luck, but inner alignment that creates outer synchronicities and opportunities. Perhaps you've experienced moments of synchronicity in your own life, a chance encounter, a timely piece of information, or a sudden insight that seemed to come out of nowhere. These are not mere coincidences. They're signs that you're aligning with your inner voice and the wisdom of the universe. Now get ready, because what I'm about to reveal is a specific, actionable technique that will help you access your inner voice and awaken your third eye. All you need to do is keep watching. By the end of this video, you'll have a powerful tool at your disposal, enabling you to tap into your intuition, make better decisions, and live a more fulfilling life. But before I share this specific technique, let's take a moment to consider what Carl Jung can teach us about accessing this inner wellspring of wisdom. Jung believed that deep within each of us lies a collective unconscious, a reservoir of universal knowledge and experiences shared by all humanity. Think of it as a vast, interconnected network, where archetypes, those universal patterns of behavior and thought, reside. Your inner voice acts as a bridge to this collective unconscious, a pathway to tap into the wisdom of ages. Have you ever felt an inexplicable connection to a certain symbol, myth, or story? That might be an archetype resonating within you, trying to guide you. For instance, recognizing the hero archetype in yourself might empower you to overcome obstacles and pursue your goals with unwavering determination, whereas identifying the mother archetype within yourself or someone you know can provide valuable insights into relationships and nurturing qualities. And here's where Jung's concept of synchronicity comes into play. Synchronicity refers to meaningful coincidences that occur in our lives, seemingly without cause, but laden with significance. These aha moments, when your inner voice suddenly provides crystal clear clarity, are often examples of synchronicity at work. Have you ever been pondering a problem, only to stumble upon the exact book, conversation, or resource that held the answer? That's the universe aligning with your inner voice, guiding you towards your highest potential. Are you attuned to these subtle whispers, or are you brushing them aside as mere chance? Now, let me ask you this. Are you truly living in alignment with your deepest values and beliefs? Are you honoring your authentic self, or are you constantly seeking validation from external sources? What are your core values? Take a moment to really consider them. Are you making daily choices that reflect these values, or are you compromising your integrity to please others or fit in? Are you sacrificing your dreams and passions to meet the expectations of society or your family? Perhaps you know deep down that you're meant to be a writer, but you're stuck in a corporate job because it provides financial security. Or maybe you yearn to express your creativity through art, but you're afraid of what others might think. This inner conflict, this dissonance between your true self and your outward actions, creates a block that prevents you from accessing your inner voice. Are you willing to be vulnerable and honest with yourself, to confront the areas where you may be compromising your authenticity? Remember, the journey to unlocking your inner voice is not about striving for perfection, but about embracing your imperfections and striving for greater alignment. This is not an overnight process, but one of slow and steady growth. Like a plant growing from a tiny seed, your intuition will gradually develop and blossom as you nurture it with patience and self-compassion. In just a bit, I'll be sharing specific examples of individuals who have experienced tangible benefits from this inner voice technique. But first, let's talk about the modern world and how it impacts our ability to connect with our inner voice. We are constantly bombarded with external stimuli, the endless scroll of social media, the relentless stream of news, the pressures of work and family. This constant barrage of information creates a mental clutter that makes it incredibly difficult to discern the subtle whispers of our intuition. Social media algorithms, for example, are designed to keep us hooked, feeding us a constant stream of information that confirms our existing biases and prevents us from considering alternative perspectives. The 24-hour news cycle amplifies fear and anxiety, keeping us in a state of constant alert and preventing us from relaxing and tuning into our inner guidance. And demanding work environments often leave us feeling stressed, exhausted, and disconnected from our true selves. Imagine trying to listen to a quiet melody in the middle of a noisy concert. The external sounds drown out the subtle nuances of the music, making it impossible to fully appreciate its beauty. Similarly, the noise of the modern world can drown out the subtle whispers of our inner voice, preventing us from accessing its wisdom. Now, contrast that feeling of overwhelm with the sense of peace and clarity that comes from spending time in nature, meditating, or engaging in a creative activity. In those moments of stillness, the mind quiets down, and the inner voice becomes more audible. The question becomes, how can we create more of those moments of stillness in our daily lives? That answer, in part, lies in understanding the need to prepare your mind. That's where breathwork comes in. A simple yet powerful tool for calming the nervous system and creating a receptive state for accessing your inner voice is breathwork. Something as simple as box breathing, inhaling for a count of 4, holding for a count of 4, exhaling for a count of 4, and holding again for a count of 4 can make a world of difference. Try it with me now. Inhale deeply for 4, hold for 4, exhale slowly for 4, hold for 4. Repeat this a few times, and you'll notice a subtle shift in your state of being. You can also try the 478 technique. This involves inhaling quietly through your nose for a count of 4, holding your breath for a count of 7, and exhaling completely through your mouth for a count of 8. These techniques work by regulating the autonomic nervous system, reducing stress and anxiety, and increasing alpha brainwave activity, which is associated with relaxation and creativity. By consciously controlling your breath, you can shift your body from a state of fight or flight to a state of rest and digest, creating a more conducive environment for accessing your inner voice. Breathwork activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for calming the body and promoting relaxation. This, in turn, reduces the production of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, allowing the mind to quiet down and the inner voice to become more audible. All right, so now, let's reveal the technique. It's called inner voice dialogue, and it's a simple yet profound practice that can help you establish a direct line of communication with your inner wisdom. Here's how it works. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to relax your body and calm your mind. Visualize a safe and comfortable space in your mind. It could be a peaceful garden, a serene beach, a cozy cabin, or any other place that evokes feelings of tranquility and well-being. Use your imagination to create a detailed and immersive environment, engaging all of your senses. What do you see, hear, smell, taste, and feel in this space? Once you've created your safe space, imagine that you are sitting across from your inner voice. It could appear as a wise old man, a loving mother, a trusted friend, or any other form that resonates with you. Simply allow your inner voice to manifest in whatever way feels most natural and authentic. Now, begin a conversation with your inner voice. Ask it questions that are important to you, such as, what is my purpose in life? Or, what steps can I take to achieve my goals? Listen attentively to the answers that arise, without judgment or analysis. Trust that whatever comes to mind is exactly what you need to hear in that moment. Really lean into the visualization. As you visualize your desired outcomes, allow yourself to feel the emotions associated with them, the joy, the gratitude, the love, the excitement. This emotional amplification will strengthen your connection with your inner voice and accelerate the manifestation process. For example, imagine you're struggling with a difficult decision at work. Use the inner voice dialogue to explore the different options available to you. Visualize yourself taking each path and feel the emotions associated with each outcome. What does your inner voice tell you about which path to choose? What feels most aligned with your values and your purpose? How can you let it guide you? To truly solidify the connection with your inner voice and create lasting changes, it's essential to repeat this inner voice dialogue technique for 21 days. This time frame is significant because it aligns with the psychological principle of habit formation. It takes approximately 21 days to create a new neural pathway in the brain, which means that by practicing the inner voice dialogue consistently for this period, you're essentially rewiring your brain to be more receptive to your intuition. Make a conscious commitment to this 21-day practice. Write it down, tell a friend, or declare it publicly in the comments below. Create a specific time and place in your daily routine for your inner voice dialogue. Perhaps it's first thing in the morning, before the demands of the day take over, or perhaps it's last thing at night, as you're drifting off to sleep. Remember that the key to success is consistency. Even if you only have a few minutes to spare, make the time to connect with your inner voice each day. It is key to acknowledge that challenges may arise. You might find it difficult to quiet your mind, or you might question whether you're really hearing your inner voice or just making things up. These doubts and fears are normal, but don't let them deter you from continuing the practice. Remind yourself that the journey to unlocking your intuition is a process, not a destination. Over time, you'll become more confident in your ability to discern the subtle whispers of your inner wisdom. If you find your mind wandering during the inner voice dialogue, gently bring your attention back to your breath and to your safe space. Don't judge yourself for getting distracted. Simply acknowledge it and redirect your focus. Combat self-doubt by repeating affirmations such as, "I trust my intuition," or "I am open to receiving guidance from my inner voice." These affirmations will help to reprogram your subconscious mind and build confidence in your ability to connect with your inner wisdom. With that said, one of the most crucial steps to make along this journey is to release any attachment to a specific result. You must trust the process. Clinging too tightly to expectations can block the flow of intuition and create resistance. Think back to the analogy of planting seeds. Once you've planted the seeds of intention, you must allow them to germinate and grow without constantly digging them up to check on their progress. Trust that the universe will provide you with exactly what you need when you need it. Suggest a trust exercise where viewers intentionally release control over a situation and observe the results, allowing the seeds of change to properly manifest. Plant your seeds and trust that they will grow. Faith is a powerful, active force that involves trusting the process and staying aligned with positive emotions. Holding on to fear or doubt while practicing the inner voice dialogue can undermine its effectiveness. Utilize emotional regulation techniques such as mindfulness meditation and positive self-talk. If fear and doubt creep in, acknowledge them, but don't let them consume you. Remind yourself of the power of your inner voice and your ability to create positive change in your life. For example, if you're facing a setback in your career, maintain faith that your inner voice will guide you towards new opportunities. Focus on the positive aspects of your skills and experience, and trust that the universe will lead you to the right path. Remember, growth often begins beneath the surface before visible changes appear, like the roots of a seedling strengthening before the plant sprouts. What you can do is pay attention to the subtle shifts that may occur as your third eye begins to awaken. Increased synchronicities, vivid dreams, a stronger sense of intuition, heightened creativity, these are all signs that the inner voice dialogue is working. Keep a dream journal to track any changes in your dream experiences. You may find that your dreams become more vivid, symbolic, and meaningful as you connect with your inner voice. These shifts are signs that the inner voice dialogue is working. Ask yourself, how do I feel differently about myself since starting the inner voice dialogue? What new insights have I gained? As you connect with your inner voice, you may experience a greater sense of self-acceptance, self-compassion, and self-love. You may also gain new insights into your strengths, weaknesses, and potential. Embrace these discoveries and use them to guide your actions and decisions. These subtle shifts are leading to long-term abundance. However, not all voices are created equal. So how do we distinguish between our ego and our intuition? Your ego often causes you to make fear-based, judgmental decisions, whereas your intuition typically speaks to you in ways that are loving, supportive, and wise. To ensure you aren't being led astray, one important thing to keep in mind is that the ego will often try to sabotage your intuition, leading you into self-doubt. Your true, inner voice is always guiding you in ways that create love, peace, and joy. So, is your inner voice guiding you in ways that cause you to act with love and compassion, or does it encourage you to act with anger and vengeance? To best decipher whether your inner voice is your true higher self versus the ego, you should examine if it has qualities of love, peace, joy, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control, so you aren't blindly following any inner voice. Some important questions you can also ask yourself are, what is the intention behind this voice? Is it trying to help me grow and evolve, or is it trying to keep me stuck in fear? Is it aligned with my values and my highest aspirations? If the voice is asking you to stray away from them, then it's probably your ego. Remember that it's about creating change with love versus destruction. To make this process even more effective, make the inner voice dialogue the final thought before sleep. This simple act can have a profound impact on your subconscious mind. As you drift off to sleep, your subconscious will continue to process the information and insights you gain during your inner voice dialogue, further solidifying your connection with your intuition. Before you drift off, prepare for best results. First, take a few deep breaths to relax your body and calm your mind. Visualize your safe space and connect with your inner voice. Ask it any remaining questions that are on your mind. Express gratitude for the guidance you've received. And finally, affirm your commitment to trusting your intuition and living in alignment with your highest potential. By doing this nightly, you will continue to experience increased synchronicities, vivid dreams, a stronger sense of intuition, and heightened creativity. If you are ready to commit to truly opening up and listening to your inner voice, then I invite you to declare your commitment to the 21-day practice publicly in the comments by commenting, "I am open to listening to my inner voice." Thank you for taking this journey to the end with me, and stay tuned because there's one more very important piece of the puzzle that you need to know. Now, let's delve deeper into the science that underlies this seemingly mystical process. What if I told you that intuition isn't just some airy-fairy concept, but a real, tangible function of your brain? The neurological basis of intuition lies in the intricate workings of your brain, specifically the way it processes information both consciously and unconsciously. Studies have shown that intuitive insights often arise from the prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain responsible for higher-level thinking, decision-making, and problem-solving. But that's not all. The anterior cingulate cortex, which plays a role in error detection and conflict resolution, also lights up during moments of intuition. This suggests that your brain is constantly monitoring your environment and comparing it to your internal model of the world, alerting you to any discrepancies or potential opportunities. Think of it like this. Your brain is a superpowered computer, constantly running simulations and crunching data, even when you're not consciously aware of it. This constant processing allows you to identify patterns, make predictions, and generate intuitive insights that can guide your actions and decisions. Have you ever felt like you just knew something, even though you couldn't explain why? That's your prefrontal cortex and anterior cingulate cortex working together to deliver an intuitive insight. But here's where it gets interesting. Your conscious, rational mind can sometimes override the accuracy of your unconscious mind and intuition. This is known as confirmation bias, the tendency to seek out information that confirms your existing beliefs and ignore information that contradicts them. The more you are aware of your biases, the more you can make space for true intuition. But the brain doesn't just act as a static computer. It's also a master filter, sifting through the vast amounts of sensory information that bombard you every second. This filtering process allows you to focus on what's important and ignore what's irrelevant, but it also plays a crucial role in intuition. Have you ever noticed how certain details seem to stand out to you while others fade into the background? That's your brain unconsciously prioritizing information that it deems relevant to your goals, values, and beliefs. Your inner voice can be seen as a product of this unconscious pattern recognition process. a way for your brain to communicate its insights to your conscious mind. For example, think about driving a car. You're constantly processing a multitude of visual and auditory cues: the position of other cars, the speed of the traffic, the sounds of the engine, all without consciously thinking about it. Your brain is filtering this information and making predictions about what's likely to happen next, allowing you to navigate safely and avoid accidents. Now, apply that to your intuition. Perhaps you have a feeling someone isn't being honest with you, even though they say all the right things. That's because your mind is picking up on subtle cues: body language, tone of voice, inconsistencies in their story that your conscious mind might miss. When I was in a business deal that seemed too good to be true, the way my counterpart avoided eye contact and subtly shifted the conversation when I asked specific questions made my intuition scream, "Walk away." Listening to that gut feeling saved me from a potentially disastrous outcome. Now, let's explore another fascinating aspect of intuition: gut feelings. These visceral sensations, felt in the pit of your stomach, are directly connected to the vagus nerve, which links your brain to your digestive system. The gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria that live in your digestive tract, can influence brain function and emotional states. That's right, your gut is essentially a second brain, constantly communicating with your primary brain and influencing your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. So, that feeling you get in your stomach when you're about to make a big decision, it's not just indigestion, it's your gut sending you a message. Have you ever felt sick to your stomach when you knew something wasn't right? That queasy feeling, that knot in your stomach, is a red flag, a signal that something is off. Trust those signals, because your body is more perceptive than your mind realizes. The vagus nerve, gut feelings, and emotional connections all weave together to create a powerful source of intuitive guidance. It's a system so profound, it can even alert you to danger before your conscious mind catches up. These physical sensations are often the body's way of communicating what the mind hasn't yet grasped. Now, let's address some skepticism. Intuition is often confused with imagination, but it's vital to separate the two. Intuition isn't simply wishful thinking or fantasy. It's a deeper sense of knowing, often accompanied by a feeling of certainty. While imagination is fun and creative, intuition is guiding, often stern, yet still gentle. So how can we tell the difference? Guidelines and steps can help clarify whether it is true intuition versus imagination. First, intuition often arises spontaneously, without conscious effort, whereas imagination is usually a deliberate act of creation. Second, intuition is often accompanied by a sense of inner peace and clarity, whereas imagination can be fueled by anxiety, fear, or desire. Finally, intuition is often aligned with your values and your highest good, whereas imagination can be used to justify harmful or self-serving behaviors. To further test this, ask yourself a few questions. Does this feeling come from a place of love or fear? Does it align with my core values? Does it lead me towards growth and wholeness? Imagination is typically fun, whereas intuition will be very guiding, stern, but still gentle. But this concept of inner listening isn't new. Connecting with our intuition has been valued by ancient spiritual traditions and practices such as meditation, mindfulness, and shamanism for millennia. These practices emphasize the importance of quieting the mind and accessing inner wisdom. Ancient shamans claim to use inner listening to heal their tribes and lead. By entering altered states of consciousness, they could perceive the needs of their community and access knowledge beyond the ordinary senses. Even today, in modern practice, inner listening is used, such as in meditation. This involves training your attention to observe your thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment. It's about creating space for your inner voice to be heard. In both shamanic practices and modern meditation, the key is to quiet the noise of the external world and turn inward. Think of it as tuning into a specific frequency on a radio. When you quiet the static, the signal becomes clear. And what about the symbolism of the third eye? Across different cultures and traditions, the third eye symbolizes heightened perception, intuition, and spiritual insight. It's a metaphor for unlocking one's full potential. In Eastern traditions, the third eye is often associated with the Ajna chakra, located in the center of the forehead, between the eyebrows. This chakra is believed to be the seat of intuition and psychic abilities. The third eye isn't literal, it's metaphorical for inner peace. It is a representation of the ability to see beyond the physical world, to perceive the deeper truths that lie hidden beneath the surface. While the concept of the third eye may seem esoteric, it's ultimately about developing a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. In the West, we often prioritize logic and reason over intuition, but by embracing the wisdom of the third eye, we can unlock our full potential. It's about integrating both our rational and intuitive faculties, allowing us to make more informed decisions and live more fulfilling lives. Now, let's address some common fears and doubts that may arise as you practice inner voice dialogue. It's normal to feel like your inner voice is just you making things up, or to feel like you aren't doing it right when the visualization isn't powerful. Difficulty quieting the mind, doubting the authenticity of the inner voice, or feeling disconnected from your emotions are all common challenges. Know that you're not alone, and there are practical strategies for overcoming these hurdles. Mindfulness meditation, with its focus on present moment awareness, is an invaluable tool for calming the mind. When the thoughts arise, gently acknowledge them and redirect your attention back to your breath or your safe space. Over time, you'll find it easier to quiet the mental chatter and create space for your inner voice to be heard. It is similar to taming a wild horse. It takes patience, persistence, and a gentle hand. And what about those moments when you feel like you're just making it up? How can you be sure that you're truly hearing your inner voice and not just your imagination running wild? Building confidence in your intuition requires practice and self-trust. Affirmations can be a powerful tool for reprogramming your subconscious mind and reinforcing your belief in your intuitive abilities. Remind yourself, "I trust my intuition," or "I am open to receiving guidance." These simple statements can shift your perspective and open you up to receiving intuitive insights. To recenter your mind and body, take a few deep breaths, connect with your senses, and remind yourself that you are safe and supported. Visualize your intention as if it has already manifested, and allow yourself to feel the positive emotions associated with it. Let's say you feel like you should quit your job based on intuition, but really it could just be fear. What then? It's crucial to discern between genuine intuition and ego-driven desires or fears. Sometimes, what we perceive as our inner voice is actually our ego trying to protect us from discomfort or push us towards instant gratification. So how do you tell the difference? Look at the source. Genuine intuition usually comes from a place of peace and clarity, whereas ego-driven desires are often accompanied by anxiety and urgency. Consider the long-term consequences. Intuition guides you toward what is truly best for you, even if it's not the easiest path. What action does it create? Ego-driven desires often lead to short-sighted decisions that ultimately cause more harm than good. Align your guidance with your gut, and remember that the path to alignment is often fraught with challenges and setbacks. To best decipher whether your inner voice is your true higher self versus the ego, you should examine if it has qualities of love, peace, joy, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control, so you aren't blindly following any inner voice. What is the intention behind this voice? Is it trying to help me grow and evolve, or is it trying to keep me stuck in fear? Is it aligned with my values and my highest aspirations? If the voice is asking you to stray away from them, then it's probably your ego. Also, remember that your true, inner voice is always guiding you in ways that create love, peace, and joy. And remember, the inner voice is not meant to provide passive guidance or predict the future, but rather to empower you to take action and create your desired reality. It can help you identify opportunities, overcome obstacles, and stay aligned with your goals. The key is to channel your inner voice appropriately. Think of it as a compass, guiding you towards your true north, rather than a crystal ball revealing your destiny. Perhaps you're feeling stuck in your career. Your inner voice might guide you to take a course, network with new people, or start a side project. These actions, inspired by your intuition, will propel you forward. If you are using the inner voice to make predictions, then you may be failing at your goals. By aligning with your inner guidance, you can manifest desired outcomes and co-create a more fulfilling life. You can use gratitude to be open to receiving with an open mind. If you want to attract more abundance, express gratitude for what you already have. If you want to attract more love, focus on cultivating love within yourself. Remember, you are a co-creator with the universe, and your inner voice is your direct line to the source. Remember that action creates results. After starting inner voice dialogue, I realized I needed to prioritize my health, and this intuitive push led me to discover a new exercise routine that transformed my energy levels and overall well-being. This success story isn't meant to gloat, but to enforce the fact that action creates results. So let's encourage you to recommit to the nightly ritual. Make the inner voice dialogue a nightly ritual and emphasize its cumulative effects on the subconscious mind. Repeating the main topic points and steps that should be repeated on a nightly basis include creating a safe space, asking empowering questions, and trusting your inner guidance. When it comes to the positive benefits of repetition to increase the likelihood of continuing, it includes heightened intuition, improved decision-making, and a greater sense of purpose. These are all benefits to look forward to. Focus on asking empowering questions during the inner voice dialogue, such as, what am I grateful for today? What is my greatest strength? And what can I do to make a positive difference in the world? What does a positive tone of questions sound like? Instead of asking, why am I so unlucky? Try asking, what can I learn from this situation? Instead of asking, why am I not good enough? Try asking, what are my unique gifts and talents? By shifting your focus to empowering questions, you can cultivate a more positive and optimistic mindset, making it easier to connect with your inner voice and manifest your desired outcomes. In addition to positivity, gratitude questions also play an important part in receiving. Finally, use the inner voice dialogue to set intentions for the next day, visualizing desired outcomes and aligning with positive emotions. Create clarity by setting intentions based on action. What steps can you take to move closer to your goals, or set intentions based on a why? What is your purpose, and how can you live in alignment with it? Approach each day with a sense of purpose and clarity, knowing that you are guided by your inner wisdom. After just 1 week, here is what you may find. Keep watching to see what those signs are and discover the subtle shifts and synchronicities that may arise from consistently practicing the inner voice dialogue. Now, as you begin noticing subtle shifts and synchronicities from consistently practicing the inner voice dialogue, it's time to discuss refining intuition, which is deeply intertwined with emotional clarity. How well do you truly know your own emotions? Emotional intelligence isn't just a buzzword. It's the key to unlocking a deeper understanding of your intuitive insights. When you're emotionally self-aware, you can better discern whether your intuition is speaking or if your emotions are clouding your judgment. Think of it like trying to hear a whisper in a crowded room. You need to quiet the noise to truly listen. Similarly, you need to recognize and process your emotions without judgment, allowing them to inform rather than dictate your decision-making. For example, before engaging in inner voice dialogue, take a moment for an emotional check-in. Ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? What emotions are present? Are there any underlying biases influencing my perspective? After the dialogue, check in again to see if your emotional state has shifted or if new emotions have surfaced. Recognizing these emotional currents is just as important as the insights themselves. Now, it's important to consider that emotional biases can definitely skew intuition. If you're feeling particularly anxious about a decision, your intuition might be clouded by fear. If you're overly attached to a specific outcome, your intuition might be distorted by desire. By acknowledging these biases, you can create space for a clearer, more objective intuitive voice to emerge. To go even deeper, consider the concept of heart-brain coherence. Did you know your heart and brain are in constant communication, exchanging electromagnetic signals? The heart isn't just a pump, it's a powerful source of information and intuition. When your heart and brain are in sync, it creates a state of coherence, leading to greater mental clarity and emotional stability. Practicing techniques such as gratitude and compassion can dramatically increase heart-brain coherence. Start incorporating gratitude into your inner voice dialogue by specifically asking, "What am I grateful for today? What are the things that bring me joy?" Take a moment to feel the emotions associated with gratitude, the warmth, the contentment, the sense of connection. This not only enhances heart-brain coherence, but also opens you up to receiving even more intuitive insights. You can even look into heart rate variability, HRV, which is the measure of the variation in time between each heartbeat. Higher HRV is associated with greater heart-brain coherence and improved emotional regulation. In short, the more in tune you are with your heart, the better you are with inner listening. Now, let's revisit the neuroscience. I had mentioned the prefrontal cortex before, but another key player in inner listening is the default mode network, DMN. The DMN is a network of brain regions that becomes active when you're not focused on a specific task, when your mind is wandering, daydreaming, or thinking about yourself. While mind-wandering can be creative, it can also be a source of mental clutter and distraction, making it difficult to access your inner voice. Meditation helps quiet the DMN, allowing you to move beyond self-referential thoughts and tap into a deeper state of awareness. What does this do? When you quiet the DMN through practices like meditation or focused breathing, you create space for intuitive insights to emerge. It's like turning down the volume on the radio static, so you can hear the music more clearly. How does the DMN relate to focus, which relates to clarity? Focus and clarity, of course, are intertwined. When you can quiet the DMN, you enhance your ability to focus, and when you are focused, you experience greater mental clarity, making it easier to access your intuition. As an actionable step, try a nightly routine to quiet down the DMN before bed. Engage in light reading, listen to calming music, practice gentle stretching, or of course, engage in inner voice dialogue. So how do you translate these intuitive insights into real-world results? Here's where setting intentions comes in. Intuition without action is like a car without an engine. It might look good, but it's not going anywhere. You need to take the insights you receive and translate them into concrete steps aligned with your values and goals. Setting clear and specific intentions helps bridge the gap between intuition and action. If your inner voice nudges you to change careers, don't just sit around and wish for a new job. Instead, set a SMART. Goal-specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, such as, I will update my resume and apply for 3 jobs per week for the next month. By breaking down larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks, you make it easier to take action and stay motivated. To further integrate this, take those nudges you get and apply them to your everyday world. Write those emails, make those calls, and reach out to the people that you know. But let's take it even further. Here's an important pattern to keep in mind. Action must be followed by gratitude. It's not enough to simply take action. You must also acknowledge and appreciate the results you achieve. Gratitude amplifies the positive effects of your actions and reinforces your connection with your inner voice. Imagine this. You follow an intuitive nudge to attend a networking event. You meet someone who offers you a valuable opportunity. What happens if you don't follow it by gratitude? What happens if you don't thank the person or recognize the role that your intuition played in bringing you to that event? You might miss out on future opportunities or become disconnected from your inner guidance. On the other hand, if you express sincere gratitude, you reinforce the positive feedback loop and open yourself up to even more blessings. This is how the manifestation cycle continues, and you must be wary of any disruptions to it. And what about the dreaded procrastination? How do you overcome it? Procrastination is often a sign that you are resisting taking action on your intuitive insights. It can stem from various underlying emotions such as fear of failure, overwhelm, or perfectionism. Help yourself recognize these underlying emotions. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? What's the worst thing that could happen if I take this step? By identifying the root cause of your procrastination, you can begin to challenge limiting beliefs and reframe your perspective. And don't forget, you are not alone on this journey. Building a support system and surrounding yourself with people who believe in you can make all the difference. By acknowledging where you are on your current path, you are able to be at peace with yourself and ready to take on new challenges. I hope this brings you encouragement. Now, let's expand on the ways to tap into that inner voice. I want to introduce you to a powerful visualization technique called the Ideal Day Visualization. Imagine your perfect day in vivid detail. Where are you? What are you doing? Who are you with? How do you feel? Engage all 5 senses. What do you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch? Really feel it. Don't just imagine it intellectually, experience it emotionally. Feel the joy, the excitement, the gratitude, the sense of accomplishment. By vividly imagining your ideal day, you align your energy with your desires and attract positive experiences into your life. This can be especially useful in preparing you for future struggles and challenges. By preparing yourself for the worst, you may be able to attract more positive outcomes. Here's another practice. Incorporate a gratitude walk into your daily routine. As you walk, actively seek out things to be grateful for in your surroundings. Notice the beauty of the natural world, the vibrant colors of the flowers, the gentle breeze rustling through the trees, the warmth of the sun on your skin. Appreciate the simple things: a comfortable pair of shoes, a friendly smile from a passerby, a delicious cup of coffee. Shift your focus from lack to abundance and cultivate a more positive mindset. As you walk, pause to express gratitude for the things you notice. Say thank you silently or aloud. Combine your gratitude walk with spoken or silent affirmations of abundance and gratitude. You can try something like, I am grateful for all the blessings in my life, or I am open to receiving even more abundance. Now, you can even engage with your inner child in your inner voice dialogue. The inner child represents the emotional part of our subconscious, carrying all the experiences, traumas, and joys of our childhood. By connecting with your inner child, you can heal past wounds and unlock new levels of creativity and joy. What can you do to make up for the lack of love, acceptance, and joy from your childhood? Perhaps your inner child needs to hear words of affirmation, receive hugs, or engage in playful activities. Allow yourself to provide these things for your inner child and watch as your emotional well-being blossoms. And of course, the purpose isn't to dwell, but learn. How can you take these lessons and become a more complete and healed human? So, as we approach the end of this exploration, let's review. We've journeyed through the importance of emotional clarity, setting intentions, taking action, and expanding inner voice practices. Remember the power of a safe space. Remember the power of breath. Remember the infinite abundance that can arise from simply listening. I know it seems like a lot of steps, but it's important to follow it all closely. The key takeaway isn't just to seek guidance, but to become a reliable guide for yourself. Reframe the inner voice not as a magic bullet, but as a reliable compass that helps you navigate life's journey with greater clarity, purpose, and authenticity. It's not about predicting the future, but gaining a deeper understanding of yourself and your potential. How can you check if your moral compass is correct? Reflect on your values, consider the consequences of your actions, and seek feedback from trusted sources. Use this compass to find the freedom you now possess by having access to this tool. Now you can finally stop wandering in the dark. The journey of self-discovery is a lifelong adventure, and connecting with your inner voice is just one step along the way. Continue to explore your inner world and deepen your connection with your intuition. As your reward, you will find inner peace and more. Now, are you ready to take your inner listening to the next level? In the next video, I'm going to reveal the ancient secrets of 432 HZ and its impact on inner listening and intuition. By tuning into this specific frequency, you can unlock even deeper levels of awareness, enhance your intuition, and awaken your third eye. This next video can help you find relief from the negative impacts of not having a good and healthy intuition. I promise that you can tap into a deeper connection with yourself by tuning into the next video. Now, let's dive deeper into visualization, taking it beyond just seeing pictures in your mind. Visualization is a language that your subconscious mind understands fluently. But here's the catch. Your subconscious doesn't differentiate between what you vividly imagine and what you perceive as real. It accepts both as valid experiences. Are you beginning to see how powerful this tool can be? It's not just about daydreaming. It's about programming your inner world to align with your outer desires. So how do you make your visualizations more believable to your subconscious? The secret lies in sensory priming. Instead of just visualizing a scene, engage all 5 senses. What do you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch in your ideal scenario? For example, if you're visualizing a new job, don't just picture yourself sitting at a desk. Imagine the feel of the office chair beneath you, the smell of freshly brewed coffee wafting through the air, the sound of your colleagues laughing and collaborating. The more sensory details you incorporate, the more real it becomes to your subconscious, and the more powerfully it can influence your reality. Are you starting to feel how powerful it is to imagine the minute details? By turning the visualization into a tangible feeling, you are much closer to obtaining it. And here's where it gets even more interesting: emotional resonance. Attaching strong, positive emotions to your visualized scenes dramatically accelerates the manifestation process. Think of emotions as the fuel that powers your visualizations. The stronger the emotion, the more potent the visualization becomes. But it's not just about generating any emotion. It's about tapping into core desired feelings. What are the underlying emotions you're truly seeking? For example, you might think you want a new car, but what you really desire is the feeling of freedom, security, or status that the car represents. Focus on generating those core emotions during your visualization, and you'll bypass the superficial outcome and directly align yourself with the energy of your desires. How do you feel when you imagine finally succeeding? By focusing on what you want and how you'll feel, the visualization will have a more profound impact on your life. Now, let's talk about creating a vision board in your mind, a curated collection of vivid, emotionally charged images representing your goals and desires. Think of it as your personal mental sanctuary, a place you can visit regularly to reinforce your intentions. The key is to ensure that these mental images are specific, clear, and aligned with your deepest values. Don't just throw random images together. Carefully curate them to reflect your authentic self and your true desires. It's also crucial to constantly mentally revise and curate this mental imagery board, just like you would with a physical vision board. As your goals evolve and your desires shift, update your mental vision board to reflect your current aspirations. Why is this important? This constant revision keeps your subconscious mind aligned with your conscious intentions, creating a powerful synergy that accelerates manifestation. How can you make sure that these mental images are aligned with your heart and mind? Try visualizing and finding a way to make them a reality. Let's move on to another tool, one that's been around for centuries: numerology. Numbers are more than just mathematical symbols. They are a universal language, carrying symbolic meanings and providing insights into your life path, strengths, and challenges. Think of numerology as a map that helps you navigate your inner world and refine your ability to interpret your intuition. Each number possesses a unique vibration and can offer clues about your personality, your relationships, and your destiny. Are you beginning to see how the universe might be trying to communicate with you through numbers? To understand this better, let's take a brief overview of the meanings of single-digit numbers from 1 to 9, emphasizing their symbolic significance. 1 represents new beginnings, independence, and leadership. 2 symbolizes partnership, harmony, and balance. 3 embodies creativity, self-expression, and joy. 4 signifies stability, structure, and hard work. 5 represents change, freedom, and adventure. 6 embodies harmony, nurturing, and responsibility. 7 symbolizes spirituality, intuition, and inner wisdom. 8 signifies abundance, power, and success. And 9 represents completion, humanitarianism, and spiritual enlightenment. But here's the thing, simply knowing your number isn't enough. You must actively seek to live up to that number's potential, embodying its positive qualities and overcoming its challenges. This isn't just about knowing, it is about becoming. How can you work to embody the qualities of your number, therefore improving yourself? Work on those individual qualities one step at a time. Here's where it gets interesting. Have you ever noticed recurring numbers like 111, 222, or 333 showing up in your life? These aren't just random coincidences. They can be interpreted as synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that confirm you're on the right path. Think of these numerological synchronicities as winks from the universe, signaling that you're aligned with your higher purpose. They're like little breadcrumbs leading you closer to your true self. And here's the connection to the awakening third eye. As your intuition sharpens, you become more attuned to these subtle signs and messages from the universe. You begin to notice patterns and connections that you previously overlooked. So, how do you start paying attention to these synchronicities? Start keeping a journal and document what you were thinking, feeling, and doing when you notice these recurring numbers. Over time, you'll begin to discern patterns and understand the specific messages the universe is sending you. Are you starting to see those number patterns in your life? By keeping a journal of those instances, you are more likely to see them again. So how do you find your life path number? Grab a pen and paper or use a calculator. You simply add up the digits of your birth date, month, day, and year until you arrive at a single-digit number, or a master number like 11, 22, or 33. For example, if your birthday is October 27, 1985, 10/27/1985, you would add 1027198533. In this case, your life path number is 33, a master number associated with spiritual teaching and healing. Remember, your life path number isn't who you are, it's who you are working to become. It represents your potential, your strengths, and your challenges. Embrace it as a guide, not a rigid definition. So what steps are you taking right now to embody the qualities of your number? By finding your life path, you are improving your chances for success. Now, let's move beyond the basic breathwork exercises we discussed earlier and explore more advanced techniques that can further purify your mind and nervous system, enhancing your inner awareness. We are going to cover alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana, and breath retention, Kumbhaka. Nadi Shodhana involves alternating between breathing through your left and right nostrils, which helps to balance the two hemispheres of your brain and calm your nervous system. To perform it, sit comfortably, close your right nostril with your thumb, inhale deeply through your left nostril, then close your left nostril with your ring finger, release your right nostril, and exhale. Then inhale through your right nostril, close it, release your left nostril, and exhale. Repeat this cycle for several minutes. What benefits can this bring? As you breathe, you are calming your nervous system and mind. Another advanced technique is Kumbhaka, or breath retention. This involves holding your breath after inhalation or exhalation, which can help to increase energy levels and promote inner stillness. However, it's crucial to approach Kumbhaka with caution, as it can be intense and potentially risky if not practiced correctly. It's best to start slowly and cautiously, gradually increasing the duration of your breath retention as you become more comfortable. What is the best way to approach this process? Work on your breathing slowly and cautiously, and you will reap the rewards as you become more comfortable. These advanced breathwork techniques can help you become more aware of the subtle body, the energy field that surrounds and permeates your physical body. Sensing The subtle body can enhance your intuition and spiritual awareness. How do you start sensing these energies? Try sensitivity exercises. Close your eyes, focus on your breath, and pay attention to any subtle sensations in your body, such as tingling, warmth, or pressure. As you become more attuned to these sensations, you'll begin to perceive the subtle energy flowing through your body. You can even start to become aware of negative energy and clear it. Visualize a white light surrounding you, protecting you from negative influences. Practice grounding techniques, such as walking barefoot on the earth, to release excess energy and reconnect with the Earth's natural vibration. Think of it as a refresh for your body and mind. By sensing the subtle body, you are becoming more in tune with yourself. Think of breath as a bridge between your conscious and subconscious mind. The more advanced breathwork you engage in, the easier it becomes to access your true inner voice and quiet your external thoughts. This is why visualization can be so effective when combined with breathwork. As you breathe deeply and rhythmically, visualize your desired outcome, feeling the emotions associated with it. This combination creates a more direct and clear path for your intentions to manifest. What does this all mean? By constantly visualizing while you do breathwork, you are solidifying a clear path for yourself. Finally, let's discuss the paradox of control, the idea that the more you try to control outcomes, the more resistance you create. True manifestation involves surrendering to the flow of life and trusting that everything is unfolding perfectly, even when it doesn't appear to be. Clinging to control is often a fear response, stemming from a lack of trust in yourself and the universe. What are you afraid of letting go of? Think about that and challenge the fear. To release your control, try this. Identify the specific outcome you're trying to control, acknowledge the fear that's driving your need for control, and consciously choose to surrender it. Repeat the mantra, "I trust that everything is unfolding perfectly for my highest good," and visualize yourself releasing your grip on the outcome. Feel the relief and freedom that comes with surrender. What freedom and relief are you hoping to find? By trusting in your ability to succeed, you are more than likely going to find it. Embrace the unknown and step outside your comfort zone. It is in these moments of uncertainty that true growth and transformation occur. To embrace your uncertainty. Identify a specific area of your life where you're feeling stuck or uncertain. Challenge your limiting beliefs about that area and take a small step outside your comfort zone. This could involve trying something new, meeting new people, or taking a calculated risk. Remind yourself of past successes and the steps you took to achieve them. What are some of your past successes? By recalling those, you are much more likely to be successful in your new endeavors. And last but not least, you must trust the timing of the universe. Not all desires manifest immediately, and patience and perseverance are essential. What is meant for you will never pass you. The wait will be worth it, even if it may not be on your timeline. The key is to check in with yourself, set daily and weekly goals, and take consistent action aligned with your intentions. If things don't happen right away, that is okay. Now, are you ready to take your breathwork techniques to the next level? In the next video, I'm going to reveal how sound can impact your inner listening and intuition. By tuning into specific sound frequencies, you can unlock even deeper levels of awareness, enhance your intuition, and awaken your third eye. This next video can help you find relief from not having a good and healthy intuition. I promise that you can tap into a deeper connection with yourself by tuning into the next video. Now, let's take what you know about visualization to the next level and explore how to amplify its power by crafting personalized narratives. We aren't just visualizing anymore. We are crafting detailed, immersive stories in your mind's eye that actively involve your inner voice as a guide. These stories will become your mental training ground, where you practice overcoming challenges and achieving your goals with the unwavering support of your intuition. Are you beginning to see how this is going to be different than before? We aren't just creating images, we are creating movies, and you are the star of it. For example, instead of simply visualizing yourself giving a successful presentation at work, create a whole story around it. Imagine yourself waking up that morning feeling confident and prepared. Picture the commute to work, noticing the vibrant colors of the city around you. Feel the weight of your presentation materials in your hands. As you stand before your colleagues, hear the sound of your voice, clear and strong, as you deliver your message with passion and conviction. And most importantly, when you have a challenge in the presentation, actively seek advice from your inner voice to solve that challenge. By adding this type of immersion, your visualization will be that much closer to becoming your reality. Here's where it gets exciting. In your mind's eye, you become the main character, and the entire world around you responds to your intentions. You have the power to craft the surrounding world, to set the stage for your success. What does your ideal world look like? How does it feel to be in complete control of your environment? Imagine yourself walking through a lush forest, the sunlight dappling through the leaves, the birds singing a melody of encouragement. As you venture deeper, you encounter a towering mountain that represents an obstacle you're currently facing in your life. What does that obstacle look like? Now, instead of being daunted by the mountain, you feel a surge of excitement and determination. You begin to climb, drawing strength from the beauty and power of the natural world around you. As you ascend, your inner voice whispers words of encouragement, guiding your every step. What does that encouragement sound like? By the time you reach the summit, you feel an overwhelming sense of accomplishment and clarity. What is meant for you will never pass you. Create an exciting visualization, and you are more likely to succeed. Let's not forget about the power of archetypes. We can incorporate archetypal characters into these mental stories to tap into the collective unconscious and amplify the visualization's impact. Think of archetypes as universal patterns of behavior and experience that reside within all of us. The mentor, the shadow, the healer, these are just a few examples of the archetypal characters that can bring depth and meaning to your visualizations. Are you ready to meet your inner mentor? Imagine yourself sitting at the foot of a wise old sage, their eyes twinkling with knowledge and compassion. You ask them for guidance on a difficult decision you're facing, and they respond with a profound insight that resonates deep within your soul. What does that insight entail? Or perhaps you confront your inner shadow, the part of yourself that you've been afraid to acknowledge. As you engage with this shadow, you discover hidden strengths and talents that you never knew you possessed. All of this is possible with visualization. Here's a technique that can change your life. You can rewrite past experiences using this powerful story and visualization technique, creating a more positive outcome. This isn't about changing the past, but about healing the emotional wounds associated with it. Think of it as creating a director's cut of your life story, one where you reclaim your power and rewrite the ending. What scene in your past would you like to revisit and revise? Perhaps it was a painful breakup, a missed opportunity, or a moment of humiliation. Visualize yourself stepping back into that scene, but this time, you're armed with the wisdom and self-awareness you've gained since then. You make different choices, speak different words, and create a different outcome. How does it feel to rewrite your story in this way? Remember, this doesn't change what happened, but it can transform your relationship with the past, freeing you from its grip and empowering you to create a brighter future. Are you ready to rewrite the story of your past? Now, let's address a common challenge, the blank screen. What do you do if you struggle to visualize? The key is to keep at it and not give up. Visualization is a skill that develops with practice. Think of it like learning to play a musical instrument. You wouldn't expect to be a virtuoso overnight, would you? The same applies to visualization. Start with small, simple images and gradually work your way up to more complex scenes. Don't get discouraged if your initial attempts feel blurry or fragmented. That's perfectly normal. The more you practice, the clearer and more vivid your visualizations will become. Are you ready to commit to the practice, even when it feels challenging? And if you are having issues visualizing something, actively take visualization steps and don't give up. And here's a very common obstacle: mental chatter. A busy mind can interfere with visualization, making it difficult to focus and access your inner voice. But don't worry, there are techniques for quieting mental chatter, such as focusing on the breath or repeating a mantra. Think of your mind as a radio dial, constantly scanning through different stations. Mental chatter is like the static interference that prevents you from clearly hearing your favorite song. By focusing on your breath or repeating a mantra, you're tuning the dial to a calmer frequency, allowing your inner voice to come through more clearly. What mantra resonates with you? Try repeating, "I am at peace," or "I am open to guidance." As you repeat the mantra, visualize the words dissolving any mental chatter, creating a space of inner stillness. Always remember to use visualization as a tool to help quiet the mental chatter with practice. If you are consistent, results will come. What happens when distorted or negative images creep into your visualizations? It's important to know how to gently redirect your focus and replace these images with positive, empowering ones. Think of your mind as a garden. If you allow weeds to grow unchecked, they will choke out the beautiful flowers you're trying to cultivate. Similarly, if you allow negative images to dominate your visualizations, they will undermine your efforts to manifest your desires. So, how do you pull out those weeds and plant new seeds? When a negative image arises, acknowledge it without judgment, then consciously choose to replace it with a positive one. For example, if you visualize yourself failing at a task, immediately replace that image with one of yourself succeeding, feeling confident and capable. As you practice this technique, you'll train your mind to focus on the positive, empowering images that support your goals. The key is to stay aware and consciously choose to nurture the positive images that align with your desires. Try visualizing your negative image and replace it with a positive one. Now, let's explore how numerological synchronicities can be interpreted as direct messages from your inner voice, guiding you towards specific actions or decisions. As we discussed, numbers are more than just mathematical symbols. They're a universal language, each carrying a unique vibration and symbolic meaning. When you start noticing recurring numbers in your life, it's like the universe is trying to get your attention, offering a subtle nudge in the right direction. What action are you going to take to help guide you? For example, seeing 444 when contemplating a career change might suggest that you're on the right path and should continue moving forward with confidence. Or seeing 9999 when struggling with a difficult decision might indicate that it's time to release the past and embrace new beginnings. What are these winks telling you to do? The key is to stay open to these subtle signs and trust your intuition to guide you. Here is a technique. Aligning your actions with your life path number can further strengthen your connection with your inner voice. Remember, your life path number represents your potential, your strengths, and your challenges. It's a roadmap for living a more fulfilling and authentic life. So, how do you align your actions with this roadmap? If your life path number is 3, which embodies creativity and self-expression, you might make a conscious effort to incorporate more art, music, or writing into your daily routine. If your life path number is 8, which signifies abundance and success, you might focus on developing your leadership skills or pursuing entrepreneurial ventures. Remember, it's not enough to know your number, you need to act on it and work with it. Remember that you can start improving those qualities today. What are you waiting for? What if you use numerology to guide your intention setting during inner voice dialogue, choosing numbers that resonate with your desired outcomes? This can be a powerful way to amplify your intentions and align yourself with the energies that support your goals. For example, if you're seeking to manifest more love and harmony in your life, you might choose the number 6, which embodies these qualities. During your inner voice dialogue, you could visualize the number 6 glowing brightly in your heart, filling you with feelings of love, compassion, and connection. You could also ask your inner voice, how can I best embody the energy of 6 in my daily life? Pay attention to any insights or guidance that arise and take inspired action to implement them. Always make sure to check in with yourself to see how you are improving and growing. And also remember to set monthly and weekly goals based on these numbers. Let's revisit the idea of the illusion of control, because this is one of the most crucial topics to comprehend in order to find success. True power lies in surrendering to the flow of life and trusting your inner voice to guide you toward your highest good. Clinging to control is like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you grip, the more it slips through your fingers. To illustrate that point, how can you use the following metaphor? Think of yourself as a surfer riding a wave. You can't control the wave itself, but you can learn to navigate it with skill and grace. Similarly, you can't control the circumstances of your life, but you can learn to trust your inner voice to guide you through any challenges that arise. The key is to relinquish your need to control every detail and instead embrace the unknown with openness and trust. To practice control relinquishing, start small and relinquish a certain amount of control. Remember that relinquishing control does not mean giving up or giving in to the world. Now, it is time to release expectations, because that is also what's going to help you get to the next level. When you are able to release expectations and detach from specific outcomes, it creates space for the universe to deliver even greater blessings than you could have imagined. Think of expectations as limitations that you place on the universe, restricting its ability to surprise and delight you. What limitations are you hoping to overcome? When you release those limitations, you open yourself up to infinite possibilities. It's like removing the roof from your house, allowing the sunlight and fresh air to flood in. Are you ready to open yourself up to the vastness of the universe? To practice releasing expectations, first, identify a specific outcome you're attached to, and then consciously choose to detach from it. Repeat the affirmation, I release my expectations and trust that the universe has something even better in store for me, and visualize yourself letting go of that outcome. Feel the relief and freedom that comes with surrendering to the flow. To use when you realize you are having certain expectations and limiting beliefs, remember to use affirmations. What is meant for you will never pass you by. But what do you do when life throws you a curveball? You must learn to trust the journey and embrace the detours and unexpected twists that may arise, trusting that they are all part of a divine plan. Think of life as a road trip. You may have a specific destination in mind, but sometimes you'll encounter unexpected detours along the way. These detours may seem frustrating at first, but they often lead to hidden gems and unforgettable experiences. How do you want to experience this journey? The key is to embrace the unknown and trust that every twist and turn is leading you closer to your true purpose. To practice trusting the journey, replace the word detour with opportunity and visualize how a twist may benefit you. Embrace the opportunities in life and trust that you will succeed. Recognizing the shifts and synchronicities that occur as the third eye awakens requires keen awareness to recognize. Shifts are often subtle and require a keen sense of awareness to recognize. Encourage yourself to pay attention to the small details and coincidences that may hold profound meaning. Think of these shifts as whispers from your inner voice, guiding you toward your true path. But how do you train yourself to hear these whispers? Start by paying attention to your intuition. What are you hoping to improve about your intuition? Notice the moments when you have a strong gut feeling or a sudden flash of insight. Don't dismiss these as random thoughts. Instead, explore them further and see where they lead you. Start keeping a journal where you detail your days and what happened to you, and at the end of the week, review and see if you missed any signs. By doing that, you will stay more in tune with yourself. And speaking of the subconscious, you can interpret dream symbolism, because dreams can provide valuable insights into the subconscious mind and the inner voice. Think of your dreams as a nightly movie produced by your subconscious, filled with symbolic imagery and hidden messages. How can you unlock these messages and gain a deeper understanding of yourself? Start by keeping a dream journal by your bedside. As soon as you wake up, jot down any details you can remember from your dreams, no matter how bizarre or insignificant they may seem. Don't try to analyze your dreams right away. Simply record the details and let them simmer in your mind. Later, you can research common dream symbols and see if any of them resonate with your experiences or emotions. By staying dedicated, you will succeed in understanding and interpreting your dreams. If you are still having trouble interpreting your dreams, do some research. It will be worth it. Here is what you want to do next. Trust and act upon your intuitive impulses, even when they don't make logical sense. Often, those impulses are your inner voice guiding you toward opportunities and experiences that are aligned with your purpose. How many times have you had a hunch or a feeling that you couldn't explain, but turned out to be right? Those are moments when your intuition was speaking to you. The key is to trust those impulses and act upon them, even when they don't make sense logically. You can re-emphasize how they can test their intuition versus acting on fear and desire, and track those moments they follow their intuition versus ignoring it. What are you going to do with these impulses? By following them, you are opening yourself up to a world of possibility. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Sharing your experiences, insights, and challenges in the comments section creates a supportive community where we can learn from one another. Think of this community as a virtual tribe, a group of like-minded individuals who are all committed to personal growth and spiritual awakening. How can you contribute to this community and help others on their journey? It's okay if your sharing is small. Start by sharing a small victory or a moment of insight you've experienced recently. Offer words of encouragement and support to others who are struggling. Ask questions, share resources, and create a safe space for open and honest dialogue. What does a safe space look like in the comments section? By working together, we can create a powerful ripple effect, inspiring and empowering one another to reach our full potential. Feel free to share as much as you would like. Here's something to remember as you are using these tools. Supporting each other in the comments can help others avoid pitfalls and save others from getting stuck. By actively contributing, you're helping improve each other's lives. And since we are building a community, let's create connection, words or phrases that they can easily remember to highlight community and engagement. Remember, the comments section isn't just a place to ask questions or share your own experiences. It's also a place to offer words of encouragement, support, and guidance to others. If you see someone struggling, reach out and offer a helping hand. Share your own insights and strategies for overcoming challenges. Remind others that they are not alone and that they have the strength and resilience to overcome any obstacle. What types of words or phrases can we use? What can you contribute to the community? What is meant for you will never pass you. Also remember, connecting with your inner voice is an ongoing journey, not a destination. Remember, the journey never truly ends. You must continue exploring new techniques, seeking guidance from trusted mentors, and deepening your commitment to self-discovery. Think of this as a lifelong adventure, filled with unexpected twists and turns, challenges and triumphs. But here's the most important part. Embrace every step of the journey and trust that you are always exactly where you need to be. Are you ready to commit to this adventure? By staying committed, you are more than likely going to reach your destination. By making an effort, you are that much closer to reaching success. And if you stay tuned, in the next video, we are going to discuss tones and the use of frequency to maximize your inner listening experience. This is where it is going to get exciting. So, as promised, let's explore how sound and frequency can revolutionize your inner listening experience, because I know you will love this. Have you ever noticed how certain songs or sounds can instantly shift your mood or bring you to a specific place? This is the power of sound at play, and you can harness it to deepen your connection with your inner voice through the power of binaural beats. Binaural beats are auditory illusions created when you listen to two tones of slightly different frequencies, one in each ear. Your brain then interprets this difference as a third frequency, creating a unique mental state. The science behind this is fascinating. This third frequency then influences your brainwaves, guiding you towards specific mental states like relaxation, focus, or even deep sleep. So, by listening to specific binaural beats, you can actively entrain your brainwaves, creating an ideal environment for inner listening and visualization. Think of it like tuning a radio to a specific frequency to pick up a clear signal. Binaural beats allow you to tune your brain to the frequency of your inner voice, creating a clearer channel for receiving guidance. What are the stations your mind is currently tuned to? Is it time to change the channel? Now, before you dive headfirst into the world of binaural beats, it's crucial to invest in a good pair of headphones and understand a few safety precautions. High-quality headphones are essential for accurately delivering the different frequencies to each ear, maximizing the effect of the binaural beats. Look for headphones that are comfortable, noise-canceling, and have a wide frequency response range. When it comes to safety, remember that prolonged exposure to loud sounds can damage your hearing. Always start with a low volume and gradually increase it until you find a comfortable level. It's also essential to avoid using binaural beats while driving or operating heavy machinery, as they can alter your mental state and impair your focus. Also, be sure to research good brands and good frequencies to start with. There are so many resources out there that you can use. Do you use your resources? Let's explore how you can weave soundscapes into your visualization practice to create an even more immersive and profound experience, because your inner voice is waiting for you. Think of soundscapes as the soundtrack to your inner world, enhancing the sensory experience and deepening your connection with your intuition. Imagine yourself visualizing a peaceful forest scene. Instead of just picturing the trees and sunlight, you also incorporate the sounds of birds chirping, leaves rustling in the wind, and a gentle stream flowing nearby. This multisensory experience creates a more vivid and realistic visualization, making it easier to connect with your inner voice and receive guidance. What soundscape is calling your name? Picture this. You're engaging in breathwork to calm your mind and prepare for inner listening. Instead of silence, you add the sound of gentle ocean waves lapping against the shore. The rhythmic sound of the waves mirrors your breath, deepening your relaxation and creating a sense of peace and tranquility. Or perhaps you're visualizing yourself achieving a goal. You incorporate the sounds of upbeat, inspiring music that fills you with confidence and motivation. The key is to choose soundscapes that resonate with the emotions and intentions of your visualization, amplifying its power and impact. You will want to start to test this out right away. Remember to test everything that you learn. Let's not forget about volume. How loud is too loud? Experiment with different volume levels to find what works best for you. The goal is to create a subtle and immersive soundscape that enhances your visualization without being distracting or overwhelming. A good rule of thumb is to keep the volume low enough that you can still comfortably hear your own thoughts. And as you experiment, remember to pay attention to how different sounds affect your emotional state. Some sounds may be calming and grounding, while others may be energizing and uplifting. Choose sounds that resonate with you and support your inner journey. But how do you make this yours? Now you can explore which sounds help you. Here's where it gets exciting. Let's explore how to create personalized sound practices that support your inner journey throughout the day and stay consistent. Create a playlist for the morning when you wake up, and it is time to set your intention. Create a playlist for the night when it is time to let go. Think about what steps you want to take and make them all your own. What sounds are you going to start testing? And while you are doing that, remember to affirm, I allow myself to receive the messages meant for me. This is also a good opportunity to practice gratitude, giving thanks for the guidance and wisdom that is available to you. Take a moment to appreciate the power of your inner voice and the abundance of support that surrounds you. The more you appreciate it, the more that you will succeed. Now, let's dive into the world of numerology, because this will help you take the next step. Have you ever wondered if there are hidden patterns and energies at play in your life, guiding you towards specific experiences and opportunities? Numerology offers a fascinating framework for understanding these patterns and aligning yourself with the universal energies that support your growth and fulfillment. One of the most powerful tools in numerology is the personal year number, which provides insights into the themes and energies that will be most prominent in a given year. The most important thing to remember is that your year number is meant to provide specific, universal energy to focus on for that year. Calculating your personal year number is simple. Just add the month and day of your birth to the current year, then reduce the sum to a single digit between 1 and 9. For example, if your birth date is May 15th and the current year is 2024, you would add 5 May 15 202428. Then you would reduce 28 to a single digit by adding 2810 and then 101. So your personal year number for 2024 would be 1. Easy enough, right? I encourage you to take some time and write this out. It is very helpful to see it visually. It also helps to keep a monthly track of how things go. You can then see if you are acting according to the yearly energy given to you. Always remember to give yourself compassion if you aren't following through. You can always start over. I have a cheat sheet for you on how to use this number. Number 1 represents new beginnings, independence, and leadership. 2 symbolizes partnerships, harmony, and balance. 3 embodies creativity, self-expression, and joy. 4 signifies stability, structure, and hard work. 5 represents change, freedom, and adventure. 6 symbolizes love, harmony, and responsibility. 7 embodies spirituality, intuition, and inner wisdom. 8 signifies abundance, success, and power. And 9 represents completion, humanitarianism, and service to others. Remember that negative energies are a challenge that you will need to overcome. Now, I want to challenge you to use these numbers to create a yearly list. If your number is 3, it is time to incorporate self-expression. What does that look like for you? Do you like to sing, draw, write? You can now schedule time to practice those activities. And as you are testing it out, remember to follow your intuition. Your true feelings should not be overridden by these energies. Remember to use these tools as a guide. Also remember that these are only meant to be tools. They will not force success or action if there is no true will to be had. Remember that this only works if you do. No one else will do it for you. Here is a technique to combine numerology with intention setting. If you are a 4, it is time to make an intention that has to do with creating a structure in your life. It is time to set up a gym routine and stick to it. It is time to finally create that business plan that you have been putting off. It is also time to combine what you have learned so far and make this process your own. And as you are doing that, remember to ignore anything that does not resonate. What is meant for you will never pass you by. Trust the process. Let's shift our focus now to advanced surrender techniques because you have the power to release the power. You must first understand the difference between acceptance and resignation because they are very different. Acceptance is about fully embracing the present moment and trusting that everything is unfolding as it should, but resignation is about giving up or settling for less. It's not about giving up on your dreams or abandoning your goals, but about releasing your attachment to specific outcomes and trusting that the universe has a plan for you. What does that plan look like? To help you out, here's an example. Imagine you've been working tirelessly toward a promotion at work, putting in long hours and going above and beyond your responsibilities. But despite your best efforts, the promotion goes to someone else. Resignation would be saying, "I'm not good enough. I'll never get ahead in this company. What's the point of even trying?" Acceptance, on the other hand, would be acknowledging your disappointment and frustration, but also recognizing that this outcome may be serving a higher purpose. Perhaps this setback will lead you to discover a new passion or opportunity that is even more fulfilling. Detachment is one of the most valuable skills one can master in their lifetime. So let's dig into it a little bit more. Releasing your attachment to specific outcomes can free you from suffering and create space for greater joy and fulfillment. That suffering will then be amplified, and you will notice just how far you've come. And it's true, releasing an attachment may be hard in the beginning, but it is a needed step. Ask yourself, why do you need something in your life? The answer to that question will bring a lot of clarity for yourself. As a guide, you can slowly detach from things in your life. Start small. Maybe you are attached to needing to always drink coffee in the morning. What is it like when you don't drink coffee one day? It's okay if you do drink coffee, that is not the point of the exercise. This challenge is meant to create a bigger awareness. And I promise you that all of these steps are amplified. The feeling of freedom is like no other. The point of these small steps is that it will eventually lead to bigger changes. Here's where it all comes together. You must trust that the universe has a plan for you, even when you can't see it or understand it, because the universe will never steer you wrong. This trust will aid in getting to where you need to be. And by surrendering to this plan can lead to unexpected blessings and opportunities. Remember that this is a journey and will take time to harness. As an example, the viewer can create a small goal that they have been putting off or have been too scared to do. It can be anything. Maybe you are thinking of singing in front of strangers. Maybe you are trying to go back to school. Whatever goal you are thinking about, test it out. And if you don't succeed at first, that's okay. Remember to be nice to yourself. Trust in yourself. Remember to take action. Most people get stuck because they don't listen to their inner voice or ask why enough. Asking why should be a skill that will help you get in touch with yourselves. Without asking why, you will not know the true answer and not realize your full potential. And since it is all a journey, it is supposed to be fun. As an example, you want to create more self-expression in your life. Why? Because you want to be known. Why? Because you felt hidden your whole life. Why? Because you were bullied. By asking why enough, you will get to the true root of your problems, and you can create a game plan for yourself. Since you have the yearly numbers, visualizations, frequency, action, and asking why, all of these skills can be used at the same time to help create your best lives. Here is an example. Your yearly number is 6, and that means love and responsibility. You feel that means that you must take more responsibility with your family and show more love. You close your eyes, put on your frequency music, and visualize loving and communicating with your family better. And as you start to take steps, you start to ask why. With all of these actions, and with time, it will all be worth it. Remember to always take action. With all the tools that you have learned, you can now embrace the unknown. You have the power to test your limits and use the tools learned in the video. What is meant for you will never pass you by. You must continue this journey and the importance of action and ensure that you incorporate your intuitions as well. So get excited, because in the next video, we will cover the importance of journaling and your inner voice, and how you can continue with the journey. This is the next step, and you are meant for it. Remember the journey. Now, let's bring it all together, because you've come so far. Remember that the inner voice dialogue technique at its heart is about connecting with your inner self. It all starts with breathwork to quiet your mind. Then you create that safe space within your mind to visualize, ask questions, and fully engage your senses with your inner self. Sounds simple? It is. Here is a quick actionable summary. 1. Breathe. 2. Safe space. 3. Visualize. 4. Ask. 5. Engage. You now have a checklist to talk with your inner self. It is time to connect with yourselves, because who knows you better than you? Let's also remember that the third eye we've been talking about isn't some mystical, far-off concept. It's a powerful metaphor for something you are already capable of: enhanced intuition, heightened creativity, and a much deeper self-awareness. You have come so far on this journey and have the power to harness it. It is time for you to understand that you are in charge, and the power lies within you, not outside of you. So here is an action-based reminder to start right now. It's time for you to test the waters to experience that power for yourself. What are you going to do? And as you embark on this empowering journey, let's not forget about Carl Jung and his concept of the collective unconscious. You are not alone. You are connected to a vast reservoir of knowledge and insight, the inner voice of all humanity. When you tap into your own inner voice, you're tapping into something much bigger than yourself and have the power to implement the steps you've learned. Have you ever thought about how ancient inner voices are implemented? Remember that ancient wisdom will help us with our current inner self and can aid in where we need to go. Tapping into the collective consciousness has never been easier. Connecting with your inner voice can lead to greater self-awareness, authenticity, and fulfillment in every aspect of your life. Imagine navigating your relationships with greater empathy and understanding because you are listening to others and yourselves. Picture yourself pursuing a career path that aligns with your true passions because it is meant for you. Envision living each day with a deeper sense of purpose and joy because there is no one like you. What does that life look like? Remember to use all the tools you have gained thus far to check in with yourselves to ensure that you are on the right path. You've got this. As you continue on this journey, never forget the power of authenticity and self-trust. Embrace your unique qualities, your individual perspectives, and be fully confident in who you are. There is no one else like you on this planet. Also, remember to be kind to yourselves and have self-compassion. This is an important journey that you are meant to have. Also have compassion if your inner voice is wrong. It happens. Remember the differences between your true inner self versus your outside self, and where it is okay for the inner voice to be wrong versus right. You are always learning, and that is a beautiful thing. Think about the transformative impact of overcoming fear and doubt. What happens when you can finally act with unwavering confidence because you believe in yourself? Imagine the difference you can make in the world when you are no longer held back by limiting beliefs and self-doubt. What future do you envision for yourself? This is the beautiful world that you are entering, and you are meant for it. Embrace it. Now, let's address some of the initial questions we posed at the beginning of this video. Do you remember when I asked, what if you had a direct line to infinite wisdom? You do. It's your inner voice. Remember when I said, what if the way you think is the very thing standing between you and the life you want? It is. It's time to think of a plan to change that. By silencing the noise and connecting with your inner guidance, you can unlock your full potential and create a life that is aligned with your deepest desires and values. Remember that your higher potential is waiting for you. It is important to summarize the qualities of the authentic inner voice: loving, supportive, wise, versus the ego-driven voice, fearful, judgmental. This will help you discern between the two so you don't get sidetracked. Remember that your ego will try to get in the way. Quick reminder prompts for your inner voice. Is it loving? Is it supporting? Is it wise? If your inner voice answers yes to all three, you are on the right track. With this knowledge, it is beneficial for you to move forward with confidence because you deserve it. Finally, let's revisit the 21-day commitment to practice. Remember, this isn't the end, it's just the beginning. This is an opportunity to solidify your connection with your inner voice and create lasting changes in your life. What could happen in 21 days? A whole new world might open for you. But as you begin, remember these possible pitfalls and how to avoid them. You may feel unmotivated. Take small steps and remind yourselves why you started. You may not see a difference. That is okay. Remember that this is a journey and it takes time. You may start to doubt yourselves. You are strong and you are loved. Remember that whatever comes, you can take action and are meant for this. As you can see, connecting with your inner voice is an ongoing journey, not a destination. Continue exploring new techniques, seeking guidance from trusted mentors, and deepening your commitment to self-discovery. Visualization, frequency, and action are the keys to creating an amazing life. Remember to test all of the tools and see what resonates. Also, as a bonus action, you can start daily journaling. How can you not be excited? And remember, this journey is uniquely yours. There is no one else on this planet just like you, and what is more special than that? Now, I encourage you to continue sharing your experiences, insights, and challenges in the comments section below. Let's create a supportive community where we can learn from one another. What was something that caught your eye in this video? Do you have any tips for newcomers? Just remember that all comments must be kind and supportive. And get excited, because in the next video, we're going to dive into journaling and your inner voice. By using a journal, you will be able to track your progress and see how far you've come. We will highlight actions you can take and the importance of action as well. You don't want